We have a gospel singer as our guest, as our artist of the week. And guess what? She's not just a gospel singer, she's actually the daughter of a bishop. What's her name?
Omenesa Akomolafe. I hope I got that right. She's laughing.
Hello.
She's a bishop's daughter.
Hi.
She's a singer. She's a preacher. She's a writer, and she's an entrepreneur. Wow, that's a lot in one person.
Yeah.
Omenesa, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
And she's joining us from our Abuja studio, by the way. She has toured Nigeria and the United States and has a great passion for music. And she's pursuing her music career and is allowing God to prune her for a ministry through the pulpit. You want to be a pastor, girl?
Oh, well, I've been doing that like for a while already. But my passion actually is to make sure that people are emotionally healed. So that's what I'm called to do. It's not just to preach, but preach through the angle of people being emotionally sound, because I don't believe that wounds can be casted out. I believe that wounds can only be healed, which is through a process. And that's the genre of ministry that I'm operating in.
Okay, so
Interesting.
emotional healing. Okay, but let's take a few steps back. So you started singing at 9 years old, and you started in a crusade, 20,000 people. You moved on to bigger things. You were part of Sunday Best and American Idols, and now you say you want to pursue this talent because you think it will help in this ministry.
Oh, no, I know that it would definitely help because God always uses a tool to reach people. And by the grace of God, my tool is my voice, is my singing voice and my speaking voice. And when I was doing American Idol and when I was doing all those auditions and singing and traveling and doing all of that, I was still finding out who I was. And about a few years ago, when I finally came into my own, when I wasn't serving God through the eyes of Bishop Ben Oruma, when I wasn't serving God through the eyes of pastors and through my status or my pedigree, when I started to serve God through my experiences, through the pruning and through the passages that He had me go through, that's when I realized that, okay, so this voice is not just to sing and cut out records only, but to actually have a message. So the video that you had played was pretty much birthed out of an emotional experience. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just using my voice as a tool to get somebody healed.
Omenesa, now you were on stage in front of about 20,000 people when you were 9 years old, knee-high to a grasshopper. How did that feel with all those people out there?
Well, it felt amazing. Like, I've been singing since I was 3 years old, and I was doing studio work with Dad, and my mom would cook all the meals for all the producers and all of that. But this was my father's first crusade in Maiduguri, Nigeria. And I remember that he just put me on the stage and he said, "Sing, I'm a King's Kid." And he gave me the mic, and it was literally like the crowd was just never ending. And I was wearing a ballerina type of dress. And I remember that after singing, I was a child, so I jumped down the pulpit. Like, I didn't actually walk through the stairs. I actually jumped down and my dress just flew up. And that's to show you the heart of a child. But my passion just started from that moment. And I knew that that's what I was going to be doing for the rest of my life.
How did you discover your talent?
Well, it first of all started by being born into it. But not everybody discovers themselves just by being born into it. But in my case, I was born into the ministry. And then my dad noticed that I could sing, so he put a mic in my hand, and he paid for studio sessions and all of that. But by the time that I was in the university, I was a member of T.D. Jakes Church, and I remember that my whole week was completely booked. I was going from Dr. Mike Murdock to all types of pastors, from the big names to the little names, and they would call me to open up for them. And it was just very, very obvious that, okay, I'm actually called to usher a pastor in. And I was just ushering pastors in till I started planning my own platforms and my own concerts and my own events. And then I just suddenly came into my own. Like, I decided, why wait for somebody to call me? Like, why can't I just give of myself? And that's when I started to go from state to state, from country to country, and then it just became me.
So are you back in Nigeria?
No, I live in New York City, and my mother passed about 2 months ago, and we just did her celebration here in Abuja a week ago. So that's why I'm here. But one of the last things that she told me was, don't forget your music. Go back to your music, because I'm so entrepreneurial. I am either doing carrot oil or I'm doing like some type of fashion, and I'm a real hustler, and I hustle in New York. So she knows that I would sing, and straight out of the pulpit, I would sell the microphone. So she looked at me.
Hustler. Okay, hustler.
So she looked at me and she said, stick to your music. And that's what I'm doing. I have 3 albums out, and I have videos out. And it's also important to marry somebody that's in your field. I'm married to my director, so it makes it easier. I just pay him in kind.
Oh my God. Okay, hustler. So what did you study?
Well, I studied pastoral ministries, and I studied in Southwestern Assemblies of God University in Dallas, Texas, and I'm currently doing a master's in sex therapy. And my PhD, which I'm working on the first semester, is in thanatology.
Did you just say sex therapy?
Oh my God, did I just say that on national television?
Yes,
blend.
did you?
Seriously?
Pardon me.